It's so funny. I'm sitting here wearing my American flag wife beater. And I'm just.
It's your disguise. If the shit pops off right now, all you got to do is just code switch.
Yeah, exactly. All I gotta do is wear this. I'll throw on that hat of mine that I wear to the pool. You ever seen my giant hat, Troy?
The straw hat?
Yeah,
I've seen it. But that doesn't scream America, though.
No, but I have an American flag shirt on.
It's kind of a girly hat.
No, it's not.
It's like what an old lady would wear in the garden when she's fucking.
No, it's not. It's actually, tell you the truth, when it was first given to me, it was in the shape of a cowboy hat. Like, it was shaped like a cowboy hat.
And what happened to the shape? Over
time, and I would wear it in the water. You know, I wear it like that's what I use those big hats for. Is like basically keeping myself.
Oh, it's perfect now. It's all like shaped right
floppy
to your hand, and like. You know, you didn't have to adjust it. She's like, it's like a Lego, like snaps on.
Right, exactly. I fucking love that hat, dude. It's so funny because Kara bought it for me as like a joke. It was like a gag gift for like Father's Day or my birthday. And I was like, joke's on you because I fucking love it. And I'm going to wear it all the goddamn time.
In a world of bad movies, two follically challenged men will stop at nothing to share their opinions of them. Their wives are tired of listening. But are you? This isn't the podcast you deserve, but it's the one you need. Prepare yourself for Bald Guys and Bad Movies.
Welcome to Bald Guys and Bad Movies, episode 21. I am Troy, here with my buddy
Michael Stella.
Michael Stella is wearing your America t-shirt.
My America wife beater.
This shirt you're wearing, this good old Walmart special America shirt.
Absolutely.
Is it really from Walmart? I just said that as a joke.
Yeah, absolutely. It's from Walmart. Yeah.
So when the shit hits the fan and the uprising happens, you can easily slide into your Hey, I'm a what do you call them? Maggots?
Howdy, partners. How you guys doing?
Hey, where's Black Lives Matter and all those trans people?
Black Lives, I think all lives matter, personally.
Blue lives matter, bud, but you can always take your uniform off and not join the police force and you won't be blue. What's your point? Because if you're black, you're born that way and there's no way to escape it. America! Anyway, what are we doing this week, Mike?
We are doing a movie that I believe your cousin?
No. My younger sister, Erica, recommended
your sister
that we review this movie. She did it like almost, I don't know, several weeks ago. We're just now getting around to it. So, Malignant.
More than several weeks ago.
2 months?
She said that like we were on like episode 4, I think.
Yeah,
when
you're right.
Brought it up.
Maybe
it's
like
been out for a while.
March-ish. Yeah, it came out in 2021. It was supposed to come out in 2020. And then,
well, this is dedicated to you, Troy's younger sister.
Yes, hopefully.
Oh, little sister.
What the fuck is that from? Is that an actual song, or is that you just made that up, a little ditty
from the Lost Boys?
What?
Thou shalt not kill.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's the VHS version of the Lost Boys. The tape has crinkled. Sing that again.
What are you talking about?
The sound is totally... the mono. It's
fuck you, dude.
Wait. No. Is that the part with the guy, the muscle
it's like
dude
the
with the saxophone? No.
No. That is not the dude with the saxophone.
Thou shalt not kill. Also, like, people are strange, even though it's not the actual Doors. It is.
You know, I have a funny story about that. I remember liking that song so much when I first saw that movie when I was a kid. My mom's like, "Oh yeah, that song's by the Doors originally. That's not the Doors, but it's by the. Here, I'll play the original for you." So she plays the original for me. I'm like, I don't like this very much.
It sounds almost the same, man. I mean, it's a subtle differences. But.
Yeah, and then years go by, and I never heard that version again. And I love the Doors version, and I remember hearing it like watching the Lost Boys a few years ago, and thinking to myself, "Wow, this was the song that I thought was better than the Doors version. Like, what the hell's wrong with me?"
We got to do Lost Boys one day.
Hell yeah, dude! I fucking love Lost
Yeah,
Boys.
but it'd be
It's
a
my
love
mom's.
fest.
That's my mom's favorite vampire movie.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Wait, is she big into vampires? You say that like
No,
she's
not
got
really.
a big pile of vampire.
No.
films.
She's not a big vampire fan, but she. My dad did work on Blade, so I mean.
What? He worked on Blade?
Yeah, he did the opening scene with all the
blood,
the blood,
rave?
yeah, the blood rain.
Oh, he was just in that part, like.
Well, I don't remember. I don't know.
Or
I
he
think
filmed
might have
that
done the fight scene. Like I think he did that whole fight scene or something. I don't really remember exactly what he
Jesus
did, but I just know that he
Christ.
worked on the beginning of Blade.
Ray was a working machine, man.
Yeah, man, that guy, dude. I told you, like I turned down like at least one job a day when I was at home because it was back in the day we didn't have cell phones really, and so. People would call and be like, "Is Ray here?" I'm like, "Is this about a job?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, he's working." I literally turned down job after job for my dad. Like, "Yeah, this is about a job." "Yeah, sorry, man, he's working."
Damn.
He's like, "Well, can I leave my number?" I'm like, "Yeah, but like, are you Steven Spielberg, Robert Zemeckis, or Ron Howard? Like, if you're not one of those guys, like, he's probably not going to do your movie." Like, not at this point.
I like Happy Days. I mean, he signed my yearbook once. Oh, fucking Ray. Anyway, we gotta have Mike's dad on the show one day.
I'd love to. I don't know if we could talk him into it, but he might be up for it.
All right, so Malignant. Now, to honor my other sister, I'm gonna read a quick little synopsis, and then we're gonna say if we recommend it, and then we'll get into spoilers. How's
This
that
is a
sound?
real family ordeal right here. I love it.
Yeah, I know. There's a connection here.
It's like it's almost like a Fast and Furious movie or something going on up here.
Malignant is a 2021 American horror film directed by James Wan. The film stars Annabelle Wallis as a woman who begins to have visions of people being murdered, only to realize that the visions are actually happening in real life. So, is this your second time watching it? Because there was a bit of confusion. You thought I had seen it, and I hadn't seen it, but it was someone else that had seen it.
Yeah, because I thought you recommended it, dude. I could have sworn you recommended me seeing it,
No,
man.
dude.
Because you're the only person I know who like watches horror films.
This is the first time I saw it.
I guess my wife does, but I don't know, man. I could have sworn you were the one who told me to watch it, but I guess I'm wrong.
So, did you have recall from the first time you watched it? When you watched it?
Yeah, I mean, I remembered everything that happened. Like, I remembered the whole premise of the movie.
Okay.
But I didn't remember the specifics of it. And like watching it a second time, like it was pretty funny.
Okay.
It was.
Do you
it was
recommend
pretty
it?
Funny.
Now we get to the do you recommend part.
Sure. I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, I don't know, man. It's fine. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not the worst horror film I've ever seen. I mean, dude, I've worked on some really bad horror films in my life. So, I mean, like, it's better than any of the ones I ever worked on.
No,
so.
well, I mean, it's got a nice pedigree, James Wan. Even though I'm not as smitten with James Wan as a lot of people, like the Insidious, that was the first one with the kid, right? The kid is haunted, not the house.
I don't fucking know,
Did you
man.
see any of that? Did you see any of those films?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
You know me, I don't watch that shit.
Yeah. Weirdly, Insidious got a little campy and goofy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
wait, hear me out.
Oh, yeah.
And but the tone throughout was a way different movie. And I was like, yeah. And then Darth Maul literally showed up in a loincloth. It's the demon at the end. Like when you see it, it was like, wait a minute. Movie? Are you serious, movie? Did the channel flip mid-movie? Like, am I watching the same fucking movie?
What the fuck?
It was a weird tone shift, dude. But anyway, I recommend this movie. If you're a horror fan, definitely recommend it. If you're a fan of Dario Argento and over-the-top Italian horror movies, which, reading up a little bit before we began recording, was inspiration. And I totally fucking see it.
I don't think I've ever seen any Dario Argento. I've heard about it.
And I've thrown his
I've
name
heard
out a
tons about
bunch.
it.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's so many
I went to
others,
film
but-
school. You better believe I fucking heard that
Right,
name once or
right.
twice. You know what I mean? So shit.
And there are others I just can't. That's the one that just pops in my mind because everyone fucking talks about them. But
yeah, they do.
there's a very certain style. Those films are, what are they called? Galileo films? They're like a whodunit. They're the grandfather to slasher films. Like if first Friday the 13th was not Jason, it was a mystery. And if you've never seen it, you only find out at the end that it's his mom, right? So the whole thing is just, but it's like brutal slashing and killing people. Then there's a twist, and the twist is, hey, it's the nice counselor lady that you didn't suspect. So I recommend it if you're a horror fan.
Yeah. And that's why I was kind of like, yeah, like totally. I recommend it if you're a horror fan. I think it's fine. I think it's better than some of the fucking movies we've reviewed here. You know, like I enjoyed it.
Watching it, it cozies right up to Evil Dead 2.
Dude, that's a great fucking comparison because truthfully, it was not. I mean, look, movies can scare me. I can get scared. Like you can scare me with a film if it's done well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't even finish the Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, the Netflix show. You say
the one with Elliot from E.T. as like the dad,
Henry Thomas.
That shit scared the ever loving but Jesus out of me. Like I didn't even finish that fucking show. It scared me so much. Yeah. My wife was like, she gets all annoyed because I'm like jumping and like grabbing onto her and shit. I'm like, well, what the fuck? You want to watch this shit with me? You know I get scared. Like, don't give me a hard time about it. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Holy shit.
Like,
what a visual.
Like, it makes me feel like an asshole.
When you do that, are you wearing your America t-shirt? God
maybe.
Damn, honey. You see that thing? Scooch over here. Give me your hair so I can cover my eyes more. Like, you're such a teddy bear, dude. You are. Let me look. Hey, folks, listen. Mike, take a seat. I'm gonna talk to the folks out there.
I'm so afraid.
Hey, guys out there. Mike is such a teddy bear. He is. If you ever meet him, he is a man of passion. Right. Everything he does is passionate and is big, right? He doesn't just eat a meal, he consumes the meal. And he describes the meal. He just tells you, hey, I just had a hamburger. No, I just bit into a juiciest fucking hamburger. And man, the sauce was so like. And when Mike watches a movie, he ingests the movie. He becomes the movie. And when he's scared, it's a big scare. It's never subtle, right? Like
shit, you're fucking killing me.
No, but that is a very good thing.
I know.
I hope one day we can have a Bald Guys and Bad Movies event where you guys can see what I'm talking about in person. Big cuddly. He's a dude. He's an intimidating dude. You're like a burly kind of guy, especially wearing an America t-shirt.
Yeah, that's the word, burly.
I saw The Grudge in the theater, and that scared the shit out of me. I admit that.
Oh, really?
Yes. But it was like being on a roller coaster. And what I mean by that, there was like these teenage girls all around me screaming their fucking heads off. And I got to say, I wasn't annoyed.
That's awesome.
Because I was like jumping too. Like that movie was masterful in how especially in the theater. Like, I don't know how it holds up now, but
what about the original Blair Witch Project? Did you see that in the theater? That unsettled the shit out of me because this is the beginning of the internet, and I didn't know if it was real or not. Yeah, no one knew, and they sequestered the fucking actors in it for months.
Yes,
and like no one knew if it was real until I think it was like the MTV Video Music Awards or something.
When they showed up as presenters.
They showed up to present as presenters, and everyone was like, holy fuck!
Mind blown. Like,
dude, it was fucking amazing.
Malignant, go see check it out.
Yeah, I mean, watch it. Yeah, it's on fucking HBO Max. You don't got to pay anything. Watch a fucking movie if you have it,
It doesn't take itself seriously at points, especially from the midpoint on.
I do. What I will say though, I love the fact that they had like discount Wanda Sykes and discount like Joseph Gordon-Levitt as like the two fucking detectives in it. That shit was so funny. Like she walks up, I'm like, is that Wanda? No, that's discount Wanda Sykes. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, wait, is that Joseph Gordon? No. That's discount Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Let's just get it out the way. And this is spoiler time.
Spoiler time.
So
ding 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 ding.
Through the first half of the movie,
we should get a sound effect. Like we should like ooh, it's like a air raid siren.
Wait,
happens
do that
when
again.
it's
You
spoiler time.
do that again. You cut out. Do it again. I'm literally gonna steal your audio and use that for the
Yeah,
show.
there you go. That's fine. Like it should be like an air raid siren when it's time to get into
And a
spoilers.
deep spoiler. Spoiler. Turn off the podcast.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Yeah, exactly.
So the main character, the woman who is the protagonist of this, she's seeing these visions of this brutal, weird-looking killer with hair, the face and the long coat moving really weirdly, and she's like there witnessing people being murdered, and then midway through, and I kind of figured this out in the fucking opening credits. They kind of spoil shit in the opening credits, but
It's funny because like when you first start seeing the killer before you learn like what the deal is and everything, they show her kind of wispy. You know what I mean? Like she's not actually there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They show the killer like it just kind of shows up there and stuff. But I guess it kind of makes sense because they're showing it from her perspective.
Yes.
But they're not like at the beginning when they kill her boyfriend at first. Like it's kind of hard to tell like what's going on.
I feel like he was trolling his own movies because his movies, some of them are loaded with that type of wispy,
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
going like in the very beginning, I thought, all right, here we go again. I'll watch it. I'm sure it'll be
They
fine.
have a really cool visual effect though when like she gets pulled into the other. That's actually one. Some of my favorite parts are like not even the movie themselves, but like the opening scene when they're doing that cool fly over the ocean into the insane asylum.
Yeah.
What a great fucking shot. I know it's CG, you know what I mean? It's totally fake, but it's so beautiful. Like it's so well done.
Mm-hmm.
And then the effect they do when she goes from she's in her reality and then she's like in her apartment or wherever she is. And then she sees something that's not in her apartment, and then the world
like decays and reforms into something else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, what a great effect! Like, that was one of my favorite things from the whole movie.
I have to say, I like all the effects in this fucking movie.
Yeah,
a lot of it was practical effects. I looked at the end credits. ILM was involved with this, so they had top notch. Because okay, let me get to it. What we find out midway of the movie is that she had what kind of twin was it? What did it call it?
Parasitic twin.
She had a Kuato. She had a Kuato brother that was like attached to her back.
Like the little hands, little arms that like are sticking out of her back. Like it's attached to the back of her fucking head. It's so
You know what I saw that? I saw the arms. I thought about Deadpool. Remember Deadpool lost his
yeah.
He had like baby feet.
His fucking roommate like comes up and she's like, what the hell's going on over here? And then she puts her hand, she like grabs his leg. She's like, are those baby legs? And he's like, yeah. She's like, oh, that's fucked up. It's so fucking funny.
So yeah, she was born with a Kuato on her back. You know Kuato from fucking
yeah, from fucking
and that's a Total Recall reference.
I love Total Recall. My wife never wants to watch it.
And that's such a classic. And they cut the Kuato off to save her, but they can't cut the part of the brain, the part that's attached to the brain, so
because it'll kill
her. So they shove the rest of them in her fucking skull,
into her skull, and like seal the skull up behind it.
Yeah, eyeballs and teeth and all.
Yeah.
Right. So
and that's what it was. It was a parasitic twin, but it was actually there are these types of tumors. Like you can open them up and they'll have like teeth, and hair and bones and all these different things in them. And it was actually like a fully developed one of those tumors, which is why it's called Malignant, right?
Stephen King's movie, The Dark Half, which was a great book. The movie sucked ass. Was the basis of it? He actually ingested his twin, but not fully, and so psychically he created this alter ego, which was actually his twin, and the alter ego looked like him, but like fucking crazy. So anyway, all right, back to Malignant. So the big reveal that her twin was exposed in the beginning of the movie because she has an abusive ass boyfriend who basically crushes her head up against the wall.
Dude,
and we find out that splits her skull open and frees twin. And also another cool detail, you get this in the beginning, that she's been through multiple pregnancies and lost them.
Yeah.
And what's been happening is her twin's been digesting them to get stronger.
The best part about that is that later on in the movie, once she's like super like, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Right? But then when she finds out that happens, she's like, you see her like resolve, like, oh fuck no, that motherfucker's been killing my babies. Like she's like, now she starts fighting back against her parasitic twin.
I didn't realize the young girl who played the young girl version, McKenna Grace, that's the girl, Egon's granddaughter in Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh shit, yeah.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, and this, the big reveal comes around midway, and how to explain? Like, this movie becomes fucking batshit crazy, right?
It's like a horror version of like The Matrix. Like the fighting just like becomes insane.
Well, her twin basically contorts her body, so now she's backwards. She's backwards, and she's moving backwards but forwards. Really fucking cool,
weird.
And fucking motherfuckers up, dude.
Yeah.
Like kung fu fighting, stabbing, breaking arms, tearing out throats.
She kills an entire holding cell worth of fucking, like, of women.
Don't you love that holding cell? They've got, like, what's with the chick from the 70s with the afro? Like, wearing bell bottoms. Like,
yeah,
wow.
Right? Exactly. Like, what the fuck? And then, like, the fucking chola looking chick sitting down. I was like,
it's like every extra from every 80s Roadhouse movie or something.
I know. It was so fucking, like, just, like, cliche fucking.
And he did that shit on purpose, dude. Like,
he must have.
He knows.
Yeah, I hope he did.
Yeah,
I hope he did.
He's swinging for the fucking fences with this. I feel like this is just James Wan saying, fuck it. I just want to have fun, and I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and the movie totally, like, takes a major left turn, though, there. Like, it's two different movies.
Yeah.
Like, it really is two completely separate movies.
It's
like, well, you know what? It's kind of good, right? It's like they're like conjoined twins.
Yeah,
so like two completely different movies and a movie about two completely people.
Right.
You know, completely different people. That's kind of nice. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's pretty cool, actually, you know?
As it progresses, it does become more and more zany. I love how, so her twin kidnaps their birth mom, who they thought was dead.
Oh,
and throughout the movie, you don't know where she's being held, although I kind of assumed it would be that. But I didn't see the reveal coming.
When she falls out of the fucking ceiling, dude.
She falls, she gets loose and takes a step, falls through the floor, and while the cops are there with the woman who has the twin, they don't know it yet. I laughed out loud. Like, that is fucking funny.
I liked the music, dude. The music was kind of cool.
I didn't like the music.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like the guitar riffy shit. I liked the stuff that was more spooky.
Yeah, when the spooky sort of like heavy music would kick in, like right after that happened, right after she fell through the ceiling, it had like an electronic sort of like I don't know, techno sort of feel to it. Like it was like, I don't know, had a very sort of, it was neat, I thought.
Well,
and like it was cheesy, but I remember the first time it kicked in during one of the like some big reveal or fight scene or something. I was kind of like, but when it kicked in after the fucking lady fell through the ceiling, I was like, this is a pretty good track.
But what I'm saying is, because the movie goes fucking apeshit at that point.
Yeah.
It did it in beginning scares when you were still trying to figure out where this movie's going. It took me out of it. Like, I don't know. It sounded like electronic guitar riffing. My brain, I'm thinking, okay, he's signaling to me that this is going to be an over-the-top movie. Because that's such an over-the-top music cue. But I wish he had held back till visually it just became like undeniable.
Well, what he should have done was used a different version of the song, right? Like take that song and you take out a few different tracks of it, you know what I mean? And you only use certain pieces of it that way when
it all starts to kind of come 11, together.
It builds. Every time you hear it, there's a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and then the final last one, it just explodes, and you're like, okay, here we go.
The opening credits is ready. Like full on, wow, wow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, okay, this movie's got something in store for me. I would have rather it would have been more creepy, and also they've revealed all the cutting away of the twin.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm not super smart. But I feel like most people would figure it out. I don't even know if you needed that in the beginning.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they're showing conjoined twins and all different sorts of shit having to do with
and flesh being cut and things being taken off.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was very much like beating you over the head with what the hell's gonna happen.
But at the end, when she's like slaughtering a whole police station, I'm watching it thinking, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like, man, this is like a superhero origin story.
Yeah, where she's like swooping around on fools and like ducking down and jumping up and like climbing up shit. Like it's very, very superhero-y.
Like she's a fucked up like X-Men mutant or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I want to see more of this character. It ends like on a really like, okay, what happened? Does she go to jail or?
Well, and then they do a little like flickering of the light to show that he's still able to control stuff, you know, because they didn't want to like completely shut it down. They make these movies so they can make 5 or 6 of them. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
this one ain't getting
the pandemic fucked it because I think this movie would have done much better. Remember, this is like 2021 when things were still really release date, September 10th, 2021.
Oh, shit. So this was like the height of the fucking pandemic.
This is like...
How did it make any money?
I know.
I didn't even think movies were showing it.
It's so unfortunate because I want a sequel. I want to see more from this character. Look, it's a bucking bronco. The movie's a fucking bucking bronco. And when shit hits the fan, especially it really starts when she falls through the ceiling. And they take her ass to jail because they think, okay, well, clearly you're involved somehow. From that point on, it becomes Evil Dead 2 level of gore, violence, camp. Like it's just a whole different movie. And
it really is.
If you don't hold on for that, if that throws you, then I don't know if you'll like it. I loved it. I came away loving this movie. In the beginning, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, wait, okay.
Oh, you loved it.
That's it.
I liked it. It was fun.
Fucking loved it. And I think because he did it on purpose. He started it in a way that you thought, except for the fucking credits and song underneath, if he had just started a little bit creepier. But I thought, okay, this is typical James Wan shit. And then it just kept going weirder and weirder and weirder. I'm like, yeah, movie. I have never seen a villain like that ever. The backwards, creepy Kuato walking, kung fu fighting.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
Knife shivving.
Well, it's funny because I remember, like, since I watched this the second time, I knew that was what the deal was. Like, she was going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And when I remember watching, like, the first couple scenes, like, when she's killing people, and at first I was like, why is she all, like, wispy and you can't see her, right? And then the next couple scenes where, like, she's, like, jumping out the fire escape, I'm like, she's not going backwards. Like, in this fucking, you know what I mean? Like, they haven't revealed that yet in the movie. And I was like, they can get away with just having her be weird at that point.
Yeah.
It's not until really you see the final fight scenes that you can actually see that she's going backwards and grabbing people, like, with the backs of her, like, you know, her hands are backwards and shit. Like, it's crazy.
When her husband died, they did have a line, which I flagged, like, oh, there's no prints. It's just the back of someone's hand. That's because
no, it said no. She said there's all the prints are upside down, like they were standing on the ceiling when they attacked and stuff. That's one thing that they said. I thought,
how does that even work? I'm trying to wrap my mind around what that means. The prints are upside.
That she grabbed people like this instead of, like, you know, you would grab someone like that instead of like upside down.
It's
you know
fucking
what I mean?
freaky, guys. So
Yeah, it is freaky. It is a little
this
freaky,
movie
but
is
I mean,
worth watching. Like,
and it's not scary at all. I mean, this is not a scary movie. It's
the attack on the husband, it didn't scare me, but I can see it's typical James Wan style. You know, camera pans. There's something in the frame, then it goes away, but then after that, that's about as subtle as it gets.
I loved when they like revealed her as like a kid, and you see the parasitic twin, and it's like its little arms sticking out of her back. Like, it was so funny to me. I'm like, what the fuck? This is fucking hilarious.
I will say, people do stupid shit, and first of the first half. The second half got so crazy that there was no time for people to do typical tropes, but like walking into the dark, like you hear something and I'll step further into the dark to see what that something is. Like, no one fucking does that, dude. All right. You're down in the dark basement.
Yeah, like her mom, she's down in the fucking like the underground, and
that's the scene I'm talking about.
Get the fuck out of there, dude. Like, who the fuck cares what that sound is? Fuck it. Come back tomorrow.
Hey, let's rate Malignant. What do you want to rate this bloody knife to the heart and spine and liver and eyeball and everything else?
I think I'm going to give it a 3. I enjoyed it.
Plain old 3.
Plain old 3.
Okay.
I don't think it goes into the 3.5 because I don't know. I didn't like it as much as you, I don't think.
I really love this movie. Once I saw it a couple days ago, I'm thinking, do I really love it as much as I'm feeling like I love it? And I realized, you know what? I think I might be like, oh man, should I admit that I love this movie this much? Because I know a lot of people are going to hate this movie. Fuck it. I love it. I'm giving it 4 Kuato wiggly arms out of 5.
I love it. That's a great one.
You know, it hit a spot that has not been hit in a long fucking while. There's been a severe drought of really good, gory, batshit crazy horror movies that I was weaned on. Like the Peter Jackson, he had a whole bunch of movies like Dead Alive, and it's been a while since Sam Raimi really went for it in the horror genre. And Stuart Gordon with Reanimator, it feels like it falls right in that camp. So yeah, loved Malignant. Hope there is a sequel. I want to see Malignant 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. What have they called it that? Electric 2. I do Malignant 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Literally, listen. She was pop-locking when she was forming.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's
totally.
like what Turbo did in fucking Breaking, dude. Like,
it was cheesy. I do know, like, and during that fight, like, anytime they would show, like, her face, and it was just, like, a mask on the back of her fucking, on the back of the act.
But I kind of love like, that, though.
Like, oh, Jesus.
But again, I kind of love how he went practical, so and it's okay if it doesn't look completely real.
Right.
It was a throwback intentionally to those kind of films that he probably grew up watching, like I grew up watching in the 80s and whatever. So if you're a horror fan, you'll get a certain type of horror fan. Not the new horror genre.
Hoity-toity fucking, yeah.
Jump scares everywhere and a shadow thing moving in the corner. It has some of that, but a lot of it is blood and gore and just in your face splatter. If you're not into that, doesn't float your boat, then you probably won't like it. But if you are, you gotta fucking see this movie. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because, I mean, it wasn't really like a horror film. It was more of like just like a blood fest, you know what I mean? Just like a slasher film more than a horror film, you know what I mean?
It is a horror experience. And what I mean by that is like if you go to fucking Not Scary Farms, everything's over the top. You know, everything's very grand and theatrical and is shouted to the rooftops.
Right.
And that's what this film is. Tone-wise, it is in that camp. Even though it kind of starts off, and I think he does it purposely, like I said, to kind of start it as a subtle, like it's going to be something else. But that doesn't last very long, and it starts to ratchet up. Did you ever see Wes Craven's Shocker?
Yeah.
Shocker was campy, but just fun. and it knew it was campy, and it didn't give a shit. Like, and Dr. Giggles is another thing that comes to mind. Like these type of horror movies that haven't been made in a long time. Like I said, I feel like the music betrays that nice build-up by like hitting you with wow wow at the beginning. Real malignant. I got a Kuato on my back. Don't talk back or I'll stab you. Yesterday, Robin was doing laundry and I helped her fold it, and she held up a pair of my boxers. She's like, "This is like sheer. It's like see-through. It's so old." And I'm like, you know what? That pair right there, and I've gotten new boxers over the years.
Right.
But that particular pair, I probably have at least 20 years. Probably.
Jesus Christ.
I remember having it when I met Robin.
Oh, my God.
It never left the rotation. The elasticity is still there, but everything else is just like, it's threads barely holding hands.